This is Cult Faction Podcast, Episode 3, Legacies, Heroes and Zeros.
Superman.
Hi, welcome to the Cult Faction Podcast, Episode 3, Legacies, Heroes and Zeros. I'm Damien, and as usual, I'm joined by
Brett Summers
and Paul Hawkins.
Right then, what's been going down in Groovetown? Brett, what have you been watching this week?
It's been a lot of stuff on my plate this week, to be honest. I've caught up with the latest episode of Superman and Lois.
I haven't watched it, to be fair.
I've had a lot on my palette this week when it comes to watching stuff. That was low down on the list after the first episode, to be fair. But yay, you tell me, is it good?
It was all right. It's creeping into.
That's a no.
It's creeping a bit into the Dawson's Creek neck of the woods, a little bit more than my liking. But the sci-fi superhero stuff is still there. Obviously,
my kid, he's got troubles. Has he got a girlfriend? He's going to get a girlfriend. He's got a superpower.
I can cope with that bit. It's the evil man who's come into town to buy the land. Well, we don't know he's evil yet, but Lois does.
Which means we don't know he's evil yet. I mean, that was signposted in episode 1 when they sat around the table.
But no one in the village, no one in Smallville knows apart from Lois.
Oh, of course, Lois knows, and therefore. But surely Clark should know.
And also, we got to see a bit more about Luthor and why this dude in the spacesuit is chasing Superman. Am I allowed to express my theories on this now, or with risk of spoilers? Does anyone mind?
No, go for it. We'll put up a caption for spoilers.
Spoilers, possible spoilers, because I don't know. He has you see why he hates Superman, and it's Superman in a black suit. Laser beaming all these soldiers, of which he's one of them. So my guess is that he's the Luthor from, I think it was Earth 3, where all the heroes were baddies and Luthor was like the only good guy.
So it's much. different.
So keeping the multiverse going,
I'm assuming. So I mean, because I've lost track with Supergirl. I haven't watched that for a long time. But is this in the Supergirl?
Well, since Crisis on Infinite Earths, all Supergirl, Black Lightning, the Flash, they're all on. It's been rebuilt and they're all on one Earth now.
Oh right, okay.
Stargirl's on a separate Earth, and basically anyone who's on a different network is on a different Earth now.
I see.
Bizarrely.
Reason for me not to go back. Okie dokie.
But Crisis on Infinite Earths was really good though, and you should check that out. I don't think anyone else did, but I sat through episode 3 of Power Rangers Dino Fury.
No, this is it.
This will be it for me now.
Yeah,
this will be it for me now.
Let's never mention this atrocity again.
You loved the first one.
I didn't love the first one. I gave the first one a chance, and it didn't live up to that chance.
Yeah, it's basically fallen into the Power Rangers derivative now, unfortunately.
And that's how we said it was good. Unless something, wildly amazing happens, I'm just not interested. I wasn't interested in the episode 1 after Damien gave me a really good review and saved me an hour of my life. Come back to us. If it changes.
Yeah, because let's be honest, you're still going to watch it, aren't you?
Yeah, I probably won't now. I've got too much other stuff to watch. And
to be fair,
was
I the only one that actually watched the Power Rangers film like 2 years ago and thought it was alright?
I watched it, I think. Yeah, that was the one with I've forgotten her name now. And Bryan Cranston as well, wasn't it? He was in it.
I just thought, as rehashes go, the Power Rangers film was alright. It's
But they
better
kind
than
of matured it up a little bit. It had a bit
well,
of
it's better than
had a budget for once.
the Fantastic Four remix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Carry on, Brad.
Most things are better than that Fantastic
Yeah, I
Four
mean,
remake.
I think we've kind of said let's draw a line under Power Rangers because it's been in every episode that we've done so far,
People like
and we're
it.
still talking about Power Rangers.
I know, it's strange. They just don't go away after all these 28 years.
They don't, do they?
I also did a review, which you can find on copfaction.com, of Hawk and Rev Vampire Slayers.
I'm liking the idea of this because it has a Hawking, and it's got Vampire Slayers in, which are two key things.
It's not your life.
To tell us, Brett, is the storyline much different to what the title would presume?
Yeah, they kind of give a lot away in the title, and I really wanted to like this because it's got the 80s sort of aesthetic. It's all going in. It's a bit purple noir.
So I've not watched any of it, but I do have a question. Is it basically they've taken the characters from Lost Boys and turned it into a TV show without naming the guys from Lost Boys, or having been as far away as possible from them, but still carrying that kind of thing on?
There is a nudge, wink, wink to that, to the Frog Brothers.
That's it.
And but at the same time, it's not, because one of them's like an ex-army veteran, the other one's like a Buddhist who doesn't really want to do any violence, but has to because they're vampires. And it just wasn't as good as it could have been. I don't know if I went in with high estimation. If it had been a TV series, sorry, Paul, if it had been a TV series about 20-minute episodes, I think I would have lapped it up. But for an hour and a half, nothing, it was good at what it was, but it was just sort of too much, and maybe the joke had worn thin by the end of it.
See, so I think Damon's hit the nail on the head. There is a Netflix series waiting to be happen.
Waiting to happen.
Waiting to happen.
There be waiting to be happen. There be.
You are.
Stick to the path. Beware the moon.
And that is the Frog Brothers. Get them to fight.
Yeah, they made about 6 other films, didn't they, with them?
Yeah, I know, but not with a Netflix touch.
Netflix touch.
I.e. money and a decent script and decent script writers.
I've also backtracked this week. Bride of Re-Animator, which is always a pleasure to watch.
I saw you post on that. So what is, for those of us that may not be enlightened?
It's basically the first film, and they're carrying on their studies to try and bring people back to life. And this time they kind of bring back a girl. Very much in the same vein as Frankenhooker, if you've seen that. but it's very good. It's very, it is what it is. That's what it says on the tin. There's a few other bits. What about Damien? What have you been watching this week?
Mostly Peppa Pig and Bing, but I watched Shadow of the Moon during the week. The reviews on the website, but it's enjoyable. It's a good film. The premise is a 1980s beat cop who's trying to make detective, stumbles across a serial killer case and inserts himself in it and hunts down said serial killer who seemingly dies in front of him, but then 9 years later, I think it's 9 years later, the same case reappears. So far so good, but then it's just a bit flat. It's
shame. It's a good title.
It's a good title. I'm probably doing
Sounds like there should be werewolves in it.
Yeah, it does. I was a little bit worried, to be fair, after The Order, that I was going to end up watching another thing with werewolves in. Not that I've got anything against werewolves, to be fair. American Werewolf in London, great film.
Hey, some werewolves are my best friends.
Exactly.
Have you seen Wolf Cop?
Yeah.
That's a great film.
That's a great film.
Have you seen that, Paul? You'll love it.
No, not yet.
He's a cop and a wolf. Wolf Cop.
It's all you need to know.
I got that from the title. You needn't have said anything more.
Worth checking out. There is a sequel as well.
Was there?
Wolf Cop 2, and it's Wolf Cop 2, Another Wolf Cop. It's called.
Why not?
Sorry, carry on, Damien. Sorry.
Well, yeah, that's Shadow of the Moon. I think it's one of those films you can't really talk about too much because it gives away everything you mentioned will give away the plot. So that's probably as far as it's worth going. And also since we first mentioned it in the pilot episode, however many weeks ago that was, I've been itching to watch Beastmaster again. So on Sunday, it's exactly what I found myself doing at midnight. I thought I'd put Beastmaster on, thinking it was. I don't remember it being that long. It turns out it's almost 2 hours long, and it's not the classic I remember. Sorry to say,
How
there's a
dare
lot
you?
of nothing actually happening in it for huge long periods of the film.
They were walking somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not even they. He's walking somewhere, and he suddenly stops and does.
He had animals with him. There was a they. He had little ferrets and things.
Not to begin with. He doesn't. He's literally on his own, and he just runs up these mountains and stops in the middle for no reason and starts waving his sword about as if he's fighting invisible.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
I guess we have, but we
we've all
haven't had a
been to the
helicopter
woods.
panning around us as we do it, have we?
We've all been to the woods, got a bit of a branch of the tree, and then we've been using it as a sword and having sword fights. We've all done that.
Where I grow up, loads of people get chased by helicopters.
That's true. That is true, Brett.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
One
again,
to watch,
it's,
or one not to
it's
watch.
still worth watching, just
Really?
for the pure silliness of it all. And
It's
and if
Mark
nothing
Singer.
else, Rip Torn's got a prosthetic nose, which I can't work out why.
I forgot Rip Torn was even in it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
so
no,
did
he's
I,
in
to
it,
be
'cause
fair. Until
It's Tanya
until I started
Roberts as well, isn't it?
That's
The
right.
late
And
great Tanya
there's
Roberts.
a little nugget of information that kind of demonstrates the how times have changed and the I don't know what the word is, just the manipulation of the film world back then. The filmmakers actually arranged for her to appear in Playboy to promote the film.
Daft question, but is Playboy even going anymore, or is that not just it's considered so sexist nowadays? No, I'm just saying. Yeah, it's.
I think the franchise is still going, I believe.
Well, I've got my work laptop in front of me, so I'm not going to check.
No, I just mean as opposed to a fashion brand. I just haven't heard about.
Have a Google, see what you find, Paul. Let us know.
I'm not going to
go
Google
blind.
that. I'm not going to Google that. I'm just saying, in this day and age, I don't even think it's a thing, is it? Apart from the fashion bunny thing. But hey, I could be wrong.
I don't know. I've never dressed up like that. John Amos is still cool, though, isn't he?
He is cool in it. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. He can't not be cool in anything.
I mean, as good as Mark Singer is, we all know and love his work from many classic TV shows.
It'll always be Mike Donovan to me.
It will always be Mike Donovan, exactly. But John Amos does steal the scenes that he's in.
Who was the baddie? I'm trying to remember now. You've
Rip Torn's the baddie. That's.
No, there was like another. Maybe it was like, is there a baddie sidekick?
No, not really.
Everybody needs a sidekick.
You're right. Maybe that's why he failed.
Yeah.
That was it.
But there wasn't really a baddie sidekick. There's a load of weird witch type things.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Weird Witches.
Yeah, Weird Witches.
Everyone's thinking of weird witches at some point in their lives.
Oh, it got me thinking now. But yeah, John Amos though as well was very good in Coming to America 2.
Yeah. I've yet to see that.
Sorry, just retracking back. That was what I was trying to remember. The dude in Beastmaster, the grey-haired guy, is Sigmund Freud in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Sweet.
Cool.
That was what I was trying to think of. I just had to
back.
let that
Ziggy Piggy.
Tell me about your mother. Yeah, Coming to America 2, the sequel. It was all right.
No, it wasn't.
It was, it was what it was, but it was very much a Disney film with Coming to America characters. That's how I would sum it up.
Yeah, that comes across in the
He didn't have a magic feather. He didn't have a magic feather, but
there was no need for it. There was no crying need for it Coming to America 2. They made it. It didn't destroy an hour and a half of my life. It didn't enrich it. It was fine.
I enjoyed it. It was a fun watch, but it wasn't anything. There was a nice little Easter egg to the I forgot their names now. The old boys from Trading Places, and then he gives them the. Oh, right, it was like their son or whatever it was.
I was going to say they can't.
Yeah, no, it was like
they Statler and Waldorf. It's not. That's the Muppets.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's the Muppets.
They brought them back in CGI.
Yeah.
they're holograms. And but I mean, Jermaine Fowler, who was in it as well, the son was. I mean, that guy's an amazing actor. If you check out Superior Donuts, it's amazing. But I wasn't won over in this with him. He can do a lot more than that.
But that's our point. He's fine. But what was he going to do? It's not going to be the pinnacle of his acting career. It was a funny hour and a half. You know, it's not as good as the original. Never going to be as good as the original. The thing that
but then you've got to remember that sometimes with certainly with we've just kind of touched on it with Beastmaster. You say it's not as good as the original, as in coming into America, it's not as good as the original. The original has all that background to it now because it was one of those films we watched in those years. So it was never going to live up to that.
The most surprising thing that I found was seeing how young most of them all looked and how good they all kind of looked. I mean, Eddie Murphy.
Thank heaven for Botox.
Well, I don't know what he's having put on his skin every day, but the guy looks incredible. Arsenio Hall looks okay.
Arsenio Hall was the one that impressed me actually, because considering he's kind of the one who's had the least career out of it really now.
Yeah.
And there were some scenes as well, if you go back and watch, where Eddie Murphy is definitely holding his belly in. There's a couple of angles where his belly is a lot bigger. There's a lot bigger. There'd be like a sideways bit, and he didn't look like that head on.
I thought the same thing. It's like when you see an actress that's actually pregnant in one scene on Corrie, and they're trying to disguise it. It's like, come on, Eddie.
Strategically placed handbag, or suddenly they're behind the kitchen counter when they're never there before.
But it's absolutely watchable. I wouldn't pay to go to the cinema to watch it, but luckily I don't have to because it's free.
And I do have to give some credit out. Leslie Jones, who was a member of the female Ghostbusters movie, which, should never have happened, and I can't even comment on that. But really good in this, and I really liked her, and I was impressed by her. I thought she was brilliant.
I'm going to say something a bit.
Okay, just for those of you listening, you might notice a sound jump there. That'll be where I completely edit out anything Paul's just said about Ghostbusters.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying there's a few good scenes in there. That's all. And I desperately wanted a Ghostbusters 3 that never happened, apart from the video game.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the Ghostbusters you want.
Yeah, looks like.
You promised
with all the Easter eggs in the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Easter eggs, just things that are hidden in the background.
One other thing I've been watching, moving on, I think Resident Alien has become probably one of the best science fiction programs on television now, and you all need to be watching it. I don't want to give too much away. We've spoke about it briefly before, but that's on the list. That needs to be watched.
Is it that good?
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Okay, cool. Because I watched that Solar Opposites.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think I was in the right frame of mind because it was after I watched Dementer, and it was very late at night. But I just thought I need to put something else on, and I watched it. It's like Simpsons, and it's like, okay, that's all right. But you rave on about it, so I think I need to give it another watch.
Oh yeah, you need, because it's the story continues as well, so you need.
That's cool. I'm not just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've done the whole series now, and it's amazing.
That's cool.
Also, I'm really excited because season 3 of Paradise PD is coming to Netflix soon. If you've not seen that cartoon,
I've seen the trailers for it.
It's not for the easily offended, shall we say?
No, but, certainly not.
But definitely worth a watch. What else have people been checking out? Any other things on your lists?
Are you coming to me now?
Yeah,
we'll come to you. Sounds like you're sulking.
No. It's just.
It's not as if you haven't been saying stuff. So conversation is how it works.
I just wondered whether it was my time.
Yeah,
and maybe it's our time. It's our time.
Down here, it's our
Down
time.
here, it's our time.
Right, and Damien, what about you then? What have you been watching?
Don't diss the Goonies. We're all Goonies. I finished off finally Homeland. Hey!
Was it worth the wait?
It was more worth the wait than some other series that I've invested so much time in. It was. You've got the guy from Princess Bride, who's done a sterling job throughout the whole seasons trying to pin everything together. It came to a happy conclusion. Happy, probably not the right word in considering everything going on.
Without spoiling it, does Jared Leto turn up?
It was a good season end.
Does Jared Leto turn up and reunite with Claire Danes, please? Yes or no? That's all you need to tell me without ruining it.
It's not that time of film. But it was a decent series compared to some other long running series. So what else have I been watching? So we've already talked about Coming to America too. Cosmic Sin. So so it was Saturday night and I was in need of some decent
Cosmic Sin, and you're in need of something on Saturday night.
I wanted a blockbuster. I wanted some science fiction blockbuster. I had my dinner. I think I opened up a bottle of wine. I wanted something to entertain me. I saw that Cosmic Sin was available to pre-rent on Sky, whatever it is, a Virgin, for £10. I then went on to Rakuten, and so it was available on Rakuten for £4. So we rented that out, and I hate to say no. Bruce Willis, what are you doing? So the whole premise of this is that on Earth there's some aliens come to attack us, so we go and attack them. Bruce Willis has been this hardened war hero. Well, hero is probably the wrong word.
Does he have to blow up an asteroid?
Well, he basically launches
Steals a motorcycle.
He basically launches a world killer, a universe killer, whatever they call it, the Q bomb.
Can I just check that? Does he have shoes on?
Yeah. So he, years before this film set, he launches a Q bomb, kills lots of people. He's a renegade. They bring him back to save the world from aliens. The only way they can do this is by launching.
So you're saying back once again was the renegade master?
Yeah, with his Q bomb. Look, I watched the film and I felt sorry for Bruce Willis. The film was shocking. It's not great. The TV movie is better than this. He didn't do anything wrong. The script let him down. It's just not a great film. It's not a good film. It's not it's a bad.
Who else is in it we would know of? 'Cause I know Lana from WWE's in it, so or under a real name of CJ Perry. So I immediately thought that it would be a Hollywood blockbuster.
No. Apart from her, I can't think. I'm sure there are. But it's just. Yeah, I was just so disappointed for Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is cool. Don't get me wrong. He's cool doing what he does. But yeah, don't watch it. I'll do a proper review and then we'll post it online. So the other two films that I've been watching, along with lots of other stuff actually, is Dementer, which is a film that I've actually done a review on the Cult Faction website. So I'm not going to give too much away. It's more of a psychological thriller. Basically, there's a young woman on the run from a religious cult. She ends up living in her car, takes on a job with in a home with people with learning difficulties and learning disabilities. But all the time, she's plagued by these voices of the demon, basically, telling her
the demon.
Gene Simmons.
but tales of woe, and there's a person within her home that she feels is under threat, and so the rest of the film tries to show you how she tries to save her from the devil, whoever may be following her. As I said, it's I've given the review. It's a low budget film. It's not mainstream horror. But it's worth a watch. And the thing I was impressed with this, which a lot of big budget films don't do, where they get some sort of famous actors say, look, we want you to work in a home with special needs. They'll do a lot of research, and then they go in there, and you can say, you watch them, and it's just not real. The one thing that this did well is the main actors acted the part, and they also brought in residents from a home out in the United States as well. So it's that blend of actors doing a decent job and real residents as well, and it just kind of flowed. And so you had all that normal life, and then every now and again there'd be a flashback or some grim vision, and that would just like throw things away.
Can I just say something?
You can do.
You weren't going to go into much detail because you got a review on the webpage. And I reckon we spent the last 5 minutes talking about it. Just saying.
The review's 15 pages long, though. So
right,
he's
okay.
cut it short.
This is the stripped down version. That's cool.
Right.
As long as I know.
No, you're the editor. You can edit me out. If that's not required. After all that, you can just cut it.
It's when you listen back and you're not in the episode.
I'm not going into too much detail now. Beep. Paul's gone. So that was Dementer. But the one thing that I watched this week that I think's really worth a shout out is a film called Animal World. And I don't know what it is. Maybe because the last few films that I've watched on Netflix or Amazon have been from Korea or China. But Animal World is one of those which again is based on a manga series that I understand. But it is a brilliant film. So I won't give too much away. It's the main character has had a traumatic experience in his youth. He may have been watching a clown film or a clown TV show at the time. That's embedded itself into his psyche. So every now and again, when something comes up and he's feeling annoyed or aggrieved, then he sees things as demons or aliens, and he turns into this clown and he ends up killing them and chopping them up. But that's not the main feature of this film. And Damien, you have to get past this 20-30 minutes of the film because it's setting up the scene. So in essence, this lad is basically in debt. His mum's in hospital. He's got no money. His friends screwed him over. So he has to get out of all of this debt by basically signing up to go on a cruise. Not a nice cruise. There's no singing. There's no dancing. There's no champagne. He's going on the cruise basically to fight for his life in something that he doesn't know about. Headed up by the evil Michael Douglas. Yes, Michael Douglas is in this film. So Damien, it's not just subtitles. It's
why do you think I've got an issue with this film?
I just want you to know it's not just subtitles. That's all I'm saying.
What point have I mentioned I've got an issue with subtitles?
I'm just letting you know. Not just
no,
subtitles.
You clearly seem to think I have an issue with subtitles.
I believe
I've got an issue with superheroes.
Joke. So it's got Michael Douglas in this as the bad guy that does Michael Douglas. It's not groundbreaking, but it does the part really well. It's a great film. It doesn't need all the special effects, and there's a lot of action sequences in this, and there's a lot of gore in this that's just superfluous. But as I said, it's based on the anime the manga series of this. It's a really great film. At the end of the day, the guy's having to save his life and money by playing rock, paper, scissors on a boat.
Sounds enthralling.
It is. It absolutely is. Because everything that he's done in his life, makes him the
the
better
No,
player.
I'm watching.
Seriously, you guys should watch this. It's a great film. Get over the first. If the random gore and all that kind of stuff isn't.
I hate gore and violence in films.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not needed for this film. It's added in the, as I said, because the manga heritage. Definitely worth a view. Animal World. I promise you, if you can get past the random bits of gore every now and again, which is superfluous, it's brilliant. It's just a clever film. It's a clever film. Do it.
Go.
Do it. Do it.
All right,
Watch
then.
it. Now, before we move on, I do have to take issue with the pair of you. In effect, over the course of these however many episodes we've done, I almost feel I've been bullied into getting a subscription for Disney Plus. So
You've got it
Telly
there, haven't you?
arrives, I subscribe to Disney Plus.
Yeah, you've moved up a social class.
Well, I might well have done. The only thing on
You
there
can
that
now
I
have the
fancy
keys
watching
to-
is Big Sky.
You can now have the keys to the cult faction bathroom.
Awesome! It's my key gold plate.
Which one's Big Sky?
It's the it's the flagship show from Star. It's Star, isn't
Star,
it? Not
yeah.
Stars.
I haven't watched
Star.
it
Yeah, I've got them to
well,
watch.
don't-
it. I do want to
Don't watch it. Don't watch it until they've all dropped. None of you buggers told me that they're only airing one episode a week. Sarah and I sat and watched. We watched 3 episodes in a row the other night, and then there's nothing. I panicked, thinking there's something wrong with the TV because there's no more episodes. No.
That was a weird ending.
Hold on. So the problem is you're enjoying the series, but you're getting it like an old-fashioned
Yeah.
TV station.
You know how I feel about old-fashioned things. Just a bit of forewarning would have been nice.
Right. To be fair, I didn't know about that one. Apologies. But is a little girl happy with all the Disney stations she has available to her?
No, because it's just Pepper and Bing at the moment.
I mean, that could be a whole episode in itself. Like, is Peppa Pig a bitch?
She's evil, pure evil.
Yeah, she is. She's
I
spoiled.
think what they've done, they actually took
Pig.
the pure evil from the end of Time Bandits, put it in a cup. It's become Peppa Pig.
Okay, right. So, have you found anything else on Disney Plus, then, Damien? Now that you've got this evil corporate Mickey Mouse in your house, have you been flicking through?
I have, and yeah, nothing else is tickling my fancy. I mean, all this nonsense about Star, it's like the ITVB of
Yeah, it is.
Disney. It's either we've already seen it, or it was never good enough to come over here in the first place.
It's just another way of packaging up all the other shows that they didn't have before.
Biting my tongue on this. It's all right.
No,
There's some great shows on there, though.
No, but
Like
as I
what?
said before,
That we
they
haven't
need to
seen.
prove themselves.
Or haven't been around for donkeys.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean they're bad. Forces
I'm not saying they
TV is
are,
full
but
of shows
it's
that
not.
haven't been around
There's
for
nothing
donkeys.
on there that you would go, with the exception of Big Sky, which is very good. There isn't a show on there that you kind of feel I need to get this channel because I want to watch it, as in I want to watch that show.
And you don't forget.
That's not on. No, we're talking about Star.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
talking about
Oh,
yeah,
just Star, is
Star.
that?
Stars is different. Jesus.
But again, this is Disney buying up a lot of other episodes that it didn't have before, trying to compete with the likes of Netflix and Amazon and Apple as well. And Apple still have a lot of catching up to do as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you got to look at the bigger picture, because in the future, now that Disney own most of the world, that's where it's all going to be. So it's.
No, they don't know, do they? Because Amazon and Netflix are really big players. And
Disney own nearly everything.
Disney have a niche, but to say that Amazon and Netflix are out is incorrect. They're still big players, and they're still doing really good stuff.
Yeah, well, it's just more the point of with Disney buying up all the different studios like Fox and everything now. So with all the IPs that Disney have got now, by buying up Fox and probably everything else that they're going to buy up, as time moves on, there isn't going to be much left, like back catalogue wise. And as soon as these deals start running out for the likes of Netflix and whatever that they've got, it's all just going to revert back to being on Disney Plus and not on any of these other devices. Now they've got an outlet for it.
Yeah, but that's why Netflix and Amazon have been investing so much in the new stuff. I'm impressed by the amount they're investing in other locations to get some decent content, working with different directors. And I'm more intrigued about what's coming on Netflix or Amazon than I am on what's coming on Sky right now, and what I'm coming on Disney, because every now and because the content coming on Disney is every now and again. And yes, they have a great back catalogue, but so does Sky. Sky's got most of Disney's back catalogue. Let's face it.
That's what I'm saying. But over time, though, as those contracts run out, they're not going to get renewed, and it's just going to end up being.
Disney's never going to get rid of its films to the likes of Sky. They're always going to pay, because that's how they work. What Disney will need to do, and they are constantly doing, is to try and reinvigorize their brand and get more programs in, and that's what they're doing. And that's what they're carrying on doing. But Netflix and Amazon are real contenders when it comes to this.
Compenders. Can I be a compender?
You can compend.
I just worry about them knowing about. Well, hopefully they'll keep doing it because they're making some amazing stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I think as time moves on, as I say, and the rights to these programs or films run out, Disney are just going to snatch them back for Disney Plus, and that's going to be the only place you'll see them.
But that's the old way of thinking about things. Because let's face it.
But that's what Disney said. They've said that they're going to do that.
No, so. but Damon, close your ears. But some people have content that they've downloaded permanently or have on DVDs or Blu-ray discs. But there's a lot cheaper ways of, if you want just the back catalogue, of getting access to those films, even now. So Disney will have to continue investing in new content.
Oh, they will invest in new content. I'm just saying, but at the moment,
what he's saying is that the likes of things like Daredevil and some of the other Marvel stuff that's still on Netflix won't be there in 2-3 years time, and it will pop up on Disney Plus as it's gone.
Or even like if Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is on Sky Movies, in 3 or 4 years time when that contract runs out, it will only be on Disney Plus. The Little Mermaid will soon only be on Disney Plus. There's not going to be.
Well, it won't be, because Disney know that they need to sell the franchise across more than just their
but that's what they said. They're doing that. That's what they're putting all their eggs in the Disney Plus basket. I mean, Mulan's already out. Artemis Fowl went straight to Disney
if you want to watch that.
Yeah.
No, I watched it. Watched the new Mulan because it was, but that was just
that's not what I meant. Is it? It's that dragon thing. It was released over the weekend.
Yeah, we haven't watched that yet. Yeah, but this isn't Disney doing anything other than they can't get to the cinema right now. Otherwise, they'd have released it there. Same with Mulan last year. There was no option.
But and even it's on Sky at some point, or the older films, like all the Marvel films. There's only a few left on Sky now because you can only get them on Disney Plus now. They're gradually all dropping off Sky. So that's Sky's battle as well. What are they going to then do to compete against that?
Because it will just be, they'll make the only way you could watch, say, I don't know, The Little Mermaid on Sky is it will be available to buy for a limited period of time every couple of years, because Disney won't do away with that cash cow completely. But it's a bit like, I mean, Amazon Prime do it now. They'll do coming to America too, for example. Likelihood in about a year, 18 months time, it will be a $3.99 purchase. You won't be able to watch it for free. It will revert back to a paid movie. So things like this, the Last Dragon or whatever, I can't remember. It's called Last Dragon, isn't it? But it will be on Sky Movies at some point in the next 6 to 10 months, in the same way as it would have been if it'd been a cinema release and blah blah all the way down the chain. But then it will stop being on Sky Movies. You won't see it on Sky Movies again for 18 months, 2 years, and then it will be you can buy this from the Sky store or rent it, I should say.
I mean, let's face it, Disney want to make money anywhere they can out of any films they do. So if that means, sharing rights with Sky, Netflix, Amazon, they will do that.
No, but it's not sharing rights.
No, but if it's sharing how much they can,
it's making it available for a certain period of time. It's a licensing agreement that you can distribute through Sky.
So they carry on doing that.
That's different to what Brett's talking about. Brett is talking about that the content will always be available on Disney over the course of however many years they keep churning out the same shite.
Yeah, but again,
for the likes of Sky and Virgin Media and all
but
that
if they
sort of
carry
stuff,
on
it's
doing
only going to
that,
be
they're gonna
available
have
for a
to-
limited period.
But if they carry on doing that, they're going to have to up their prices, and that's when they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. And that's when they're going to need to carry on having those relationships with other providers. Are we getting a bit deep now?
I don't know. I think it'll be a license to print money. Because all they need to do every time something gets a bit like that, they'll just whack out a new Marvel series or a new Star Wars series, and everyone will resubscribe.
Yeah.
So there's only so much time they can do that, bro. And they still need those other channels as well.
They made a fortune off The Mandalorian, and it's not available anywhere else. They've made a fortune off WandaVision. It's not available anywhere else.
Right. Anyway, are we
But yeah, so let us know what you think. Message us in while we move on to our news items of the week. Our first thing's coming up in the news. It's coming soon. Jupiter's Legacy. Has anyone checked that out yet?
Whoopie-doo.
Whoopie-doo or
Whoopie-doo.
whoopie-don't?
Another superhero show.
Was that an excited Damien?
But it's not a superhero show like normal superhero shows.
Go on then, tell me why I should be interested.
Ah, come on. Did you like The Boys?
Not particularly.
Oh, really?
Do you know The Boys?
It's all. I just.
What?
Superpowers. Woohoo.
Yeah, no, but it's not though, is it? It's completely anti-superheroes.
Yeah, but it's still everything. Why is everything got to be superheroes? Either good, bad, Punisher, Justice, the whole shebang. Why? Tell me why. Tell me why.
Not everything has to be
Because
superheroes.
they're cool.
But maybe superhero films and TV series has to be a bit superhero.
And some people aren't superheroes; they're rangers.
Don't bring it back to them again.
So I want to be excited because I think this could be good. We just don't have much to go on at the moment.
So basically, you have to have a knowledge of the graphic novels and stuff to even know what the teaser's all about.
I think that's why it's a teaser.
I know, but
we're
only 2 months away from when it's supposed to drop.
You're so street. You're so street.
I know.
It could be great. Oh, don't get me wrong. It could be great. It could be bad. But as as Damien and I both, I think, are in agreement with at the moment. There's just not much to go on. We've got high hopes. Well, I've got high hopes.
The main concept is it starts in the 1930s, and these 5 or 6 people are like the world's first superheroes, and then but we actually get the rare thing where they age through time, and obviously when they get powers, they don't age like normal people do. But by that time, sort of we hit like nowadays, they've got kids and stuff, and it's like how their kids are dealing with the fact that what their parents is like legacy, like Jupiter's like. I know. It's that sort of thing, and like the kids.
That sounds a bit like the thing that we were reviewing the other week.
And I've seen The Incredibles. I'm joking, but. Yeah, but as I said, we've had snippets, and that's my point. We've had snippets of what it could be. It could be brilliant, but at the moment, there's not enough to go on from what I've seen.
No, I agree with you. I think they're holding back at the moment.
Yeah,
I did notice one little thing in the in the teaser is just at the moment where they said it's not for justice. The cape waves a little bit to kind of tell you this is not Superman. We're not talking about Superman here.
Okay. You still sound very bitter, though.
I am.
Well, let's just wait. I mean, as I said, it's early days. We've had snippets of a trailer, a preview.
We'll put it in the middle tray.
No,
I've not been in it. We're not there. We'll give it some time.
I want to look forward to it. But as I said, we've got nothing to go on.
If you want to look forward to it, Paul, you look forward to it.
I will. But as I said, we don't have much to go on at the moment.
I think they're just holding back on it at the moment now. I think they've.
But as Damien said, they don't have long to go. So
I was going to explain that before you talked over me.
Release something big now. Show us Obi-Wan.
No, all I was going to say is I think they've played it carefully because they waited for WandaVision to finish and all the hype for that to die down, and then they're going to hit us with their stuff because trying to get any column inches on anything while WandaVision's been running is like a losing battle. So I think they've just I think they're going to pick their punches, and then we're just going to get probably whammied with it. in the coming weeks.
Doing the old rope a dope thing, waiting
That's
waiting
it.
for the right moment.
They've chucked a few things out. The people that know, they've got them hooked, and now they've got to hook the rest of the people. I think that's what they're
People
playing.
like me.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. At the moment, there's nothing there that hooks anyone, I don't think.
Okay. The next,
unless you're a die-hard fan, you're not getting anything out of those new trailers.
but if they get them on board first, then the rest will be easy. Maybe
The rest will follow.
book it; they will come. Right. Next item on the news list is season 3 of Manifest, where everything's going to be explained. Apparently. No, I've not got to season 3 yet. As I say, I've done season 1, but then I stopped because I was really worried that was going to be it. And then I thought I'll wait till you know that there's a season 2, and now there's a season 3. So I will go back and carry on now because it got to a point where I was enjoying
to be fair,
it.
I watched season 1 and 2, but if I'm honest, I start to lose a bit of hope. I don't know. With season 2, it's veering into the, are we just going to drag this out and drag this out and drag this out? I don't know.
I think it will pick up because they've got an ending now. I think it's one of those. Like a lot of network stuff sometimes. It gets caught on, and then it gets padded out, a bit like what they did with season 3 of Lost. But now they've got an ending. I'm hoping that it will jump back into the flow of things and.
Yeah, I just don't know whether I care enough. And that's the problem. I don't get me wrong, I'll probably watch the first couple of episodes, but if it's not interesting to me, then I'll just turn off. The whole problem with the franchise is it's not gripping. There's been so many different versions of it over the last few years, in one guise or another.
What was the Stephen King one where they all get off the plane?
See, this is it. That's the
Langoliers. Langoliers, yeah.
But I was gonna, because I haven't seen any of the seasons, but I've got this vague recollection that it's been done before, but a lot longer ago. So it originally aired in 2018, didn't it? The first season.
Yeah, well, a while back, mate.
Yeah. I know that's a while back, but I'm sure I got a vague recollection of something very similar in the 90s. But I might just be misremembering 2 or 3 shows and putting them all together.
It's all a kind of very similar, theme that's been there before. It's like people that have had an experience and disappeared and come back and.
4400, you might be thinking of, Damien.
Maybe it is. But yeah, I think actually now you've just said that, I think that is exactly what I'm thinking of. It's not Langoliers. That was they stepped out of time and then time's catching them up again, isn't it? It's got the legendary.
Spoilers.
Legendary. What's his name?
Dean Stockwell.
Quantum Leap. Dean Stockwell. Oh, shame on me for not remembering his name.
The boy with green hair, or whatever he was in the 1950s film.
Cool. The boy with green hair.
I'm sure he's in a film with the boy with green hair. I could be making that up, but I'm sure Dean Stockwell is in some random film where he has green hair because of some. You carry on. I'll
look
in the 1950s.
Bad effects in Quantum Leap when the.
No. This is one of his first roles. You carry on going.
The boy with green hair. Okay, I mean, the next thing on the news list was the new Italian show coming to Netflix called Zero, which is about a boy who discovers he can turn invisible.
Yeah, again, I mean, the trailer doesn't really tell you a lot, so I had to do some digging around to find out actually what it's all about. It actually sounds quite interesting. No, I know what I've just said about superheroes and stuff, but I think it looks like there's a lot more to it than just.
It looks a bit deeper.
Yeah, exactly.
But the bit that impressed me, because when I first read it, it reminded me of years and years and years ago. Although it is on Stars now, there was a show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and there was an episode of that. I believe it was in the first season where there's a girl at the school that everyone ignores, and because everyone ignores her and pays her no attention, she actually does turn invisible. And at first I thought, is it something like that, or is it some sort of metaphor where he doesn't fit in and, you know, I'm invisible, but he's not really. But no, he is. He turns blatantly invisible.
Yeah, doesn't the trailer say something
Yeah.
like, no one saw me, I didn't realise I could be invisible until they arrived, but it doesn't tell you who they are, or if it does, I missed it. But yeah, I think it's going to be worth a watch. It took me a while to get to the actual trailer on YouTube. It wasn't available in the UK, but so that does make me wonder if it's even going to come onto Netflix, or I think it is a Netflix original, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's either, well, they're saying it's a Netflix original. It may have already
I
been
think
on
they
in
just
Italy,
put
but
their,
bought
they
it.
just put their tag over stuff, don't they? But it does make me wonder if it will actually be in the UK.
Yeah, I've got the Netflix Great Britain. It's on there. I've got and it's coming in. Oh, it doesn't say on there now. It did say.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I think I'm with Damien on this one. Was overly impressed with the trailer. I don't know, but yeah, if it's watchable, it's watchable.
April
And by
the
the way,
21st, sorry.
Dean Stockwell, 1948, The Boy with Green Hair. Check it
There
out.
you go. Well done, you.
Right, remember, do a review on that one. There's a cult
Yeah.
film for you.
Right, it's very cult. Yeah, just somewhere in the backs of my memories that I remembered him in that some random event. I think it's actually a good film though.
Well, maybe have a look. Check it out. Feedback to us next week. Was it as good as you remember?
I've got
Yeah.
enough reviews to be writing.
But yeah, Zero though is coming to Netflix on April the 21st.
See, in all honesty, I think I'd rather I want to sit and watch that as opposed to Jupiter's Legacy, just because it looks different. It doesn't have men in capes and
You're allowed to.
spandex, and you have great responsibility and all that.
With great responsibility, Damien.
Exactly.
My favourite one was it. The best bit about that superhero movie, which was awful, but it was with great power comes hot bitches. The rest of the film was awful, but yeah, Leslie Nielsen was in it. Even he couldn't save that one. They've done that a lot to death by then. After all the scary movies and the other ones they were churning out. Yeah, Not Another Two movie was probably the best one they done out of all that. Yeah. So we've had.
I mean, the way they parody Say Anything is brilliant.
What's the other ones we got? Oh, another item on the news thing. Made for Love. Looks a bit weird.
Yeah, I have to be honest. All I've literally written in my notes is meh. So
I'll be honest. The only reason it stuck out to me is because it stars the mother from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh right, yes, it does. You're right. That is. I did notice that at the start, and then yeah. And who's not? She hasn't done a lot since then, really, has she? Or is that just?
She did a Black Mirror, which was really good.
Oh yeah.
But I can't think of anything else she's done since then. But that was good. Oh, Wolf of Wall Street as well. Yeah, she was in that.
You're right. She was in Wolf of Wall Street. But yeah, Made for Love. Again, it's not showing, or the trailer certainly doesn't show anything we haven't seen before. In fact, it looks very much like a Black Mirror.
Black Mirror is exactly what I had written down.
So I do wonder if it's just an extension of something we've already seen in that. It did remind me a bit of I don't remember the name of the one now, but the one where the guys, the personality is uploaded into like a computer's conscience, so that they can still carry on conversations.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was cool, but obviously the story isn't the same as that because she's.
It's based off a novel. This one by Alicia Nutting. Apparently, it's from a novel.
I think you're both right. I mean, yeah, the idea is a bit different than other stuff out there. So it's some guy that's implanted a way of monitoring his other half. But as you see, it seems to be kind of being done. Is it original? I don't know, but maybe it's a bit different.
So I thought your batteries were running out then. It's getting slower and slower. But...
Yeah, no, I was looking from one screen to another, trying to keep up.
But the husband guy in this, who's Well, basically, it's about a woman who escapes from her marriage and discovers apparently her husband has fitted her with this high-tech tracking device. The husband, who I'm guessing is the bad in this, is what's his name? Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, but it's also the other bigger picture, I think, which is kind of alluded to in this. It's not just the surveillance type thing is implanted into her brain. It's the I think they made a comment about them being like the god or coming up with some super being or something if they join forces. I can't remember what it was now. But maybe that's the other angle to this, as opposed to just injecting her with some transponder or whatever to watch her being. Maybe that's it. And she makes the line. I thought it was till death us do part or something. I can't remember the exact phrase, but if he's got visions of them forming the ultimate being ever, then that could potentially add a different flavor to this. But am I overly excited about it? No, not at the moment.
No, I think there's one. I'll probably watch the first one and see what it's like, and then just. I'd like to think it'll intrigue me enough to carry on, but
I know, but
the jury's out. There's a good cast. I mean, it's from HBO Max are putting it out, and then normally they've been trying to sort of punch above their weight with things recently, so I'm hoping for something good. The cast are in a good bunch. You got I've got his name now. That's Steve from Legit. Dan, I think it's Bacadal. I think that's how you say it. He's really good. Christian Milletti as the mother is already in cult TV history. The guy from Everybody Loves Raymond, whose name I can't remember, Ray Romano. He's really good.
Yes, but I found that really
there's some people in there.
I found that really off-putting because you got Ray Romano doing the voiceover for the trailer, and all I had in the back of my head was this guy from Ice Age, and he even does it in the slow motion voice. It's just
I think that's just his voice.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. It's just the whole trailer's just not great.
Okay, so we'll
again, one we're not overly
in the middle.
About,
we'll put it in the middle. We'll
see.
And then I know you're all going to be diving for this one.
Bring it on.
Put a lot of time and effort into this one, and a fair bit of money by the looks of it. Thunder Force.
Yeah, why? Why?
I don't think any of us can answer that.
The only thing I could think of to redeem it slightly was that it had I'm going to say her name wrong now. It's Pom Clef, who was Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in it. It just looked like a Saturday Night Live sketch they've tried to turn into a series, and for the trailer I thought it was quite funny, but I think it's Pom Clemente, that was it. For the trailer, and Jason Bateman's in it as well, but for the trailer it looked quite funny. But I got
feature,
I think the trailer is all of it. We've just seen everything.
Yeah. You know what you're going to get with a Melissa McCarthy.
It's Melissa McCarthy being Melissa
McCarthy
Adam
Sandler of this generation.
And it reminded me a bit of the far superior No Heroics. Does anyone remember that? The ITV comedy. And it was the superheroes that all hung out in the bar in London.
No, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, because you never see. All they do is talk about stuff, and you never see it. And there's like certain ones there with different powers and things like that. And it's I'll find it out. Have a look. Yeah, you'd like that. But it just looked like a sort of crap version of that, really.
Yeah. I don't think any of us have got anything overly positive to say about it. I'm sure
it'll be funny in its own way, but we all know what we're going to get already.
If it's free, if there's an hour and a half on a Saturday night I need to kill, I might watch it.
Yeah, but Pom and Jason are in it, so Jason plays the crab apparently.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, a
little bit at the end of the trailer.
For 5 minutes of a film, maybe I might watch it to see Jason Bateman, but I wouldn't go to a cinema to watch it.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we've pretty much seen all of Jason Bateman's bit in it in the trailer.
Exactly.
Of the 1 hour and 45 minutes that it runs at, I think we've seen the best sort of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure there'll be a few other gags about,
It's just disappointing because it looks like they put a lot of money into it as well. And it's a shame because, when you look at the actors, it's a decent cast.
Yes, I mean, there's people in it, there's talent in it. And directed by Ben Falcone as well, who I've just realised is Melissa McCarthy's husband. So that might explain a bit to me.
Yeah, but I'm not overly impressed by any of the ones that we've spoken about tonight. But as I said, for me, it's because for some of them we haven't been shown enough, I think. And so hopefully near the time we'll start to get interested in them.
But do you think then, is this just, it's kind of links to what we were talking about earlier, is this just a thing of the different systems just trying to make every show they can and get content out there? Or is this, do we think they actually think that this is going to be a good idea? Or is it just sort of like it's Melissa McCarthy, give us some money, superheroes are cool. She was a spy before, that was good.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of both. I don't get me wrong. I think Netflix and Amazon and hopefully Apple have a lot of money and they're investing every which way they can in different genres.
You've got that Peacock's just launched in America as well. That's a massive one. I think might be NBC.
Maybe we look at that next week.
But that's another bit. We haven't got it over here yet. A lot of the stuff over here. I mean, they bought in America. They bought the WWE network as part of it.
So I think there's a case that as you said,
this is the new war.
That they're trying to invest in every opportunity that comes their way. But I think it was the Amazon one. When they invested in Richard Hammond doing his island escape thing, which is absolute rubbish. But they obviously spent a hell of a lot of money in him doing that.
Not as much as they did on the Grand Tour.
Yeah, no, but as I said, they're just trying to kick the can and invest a lot more money and trying to go on the old people that would watch the Grand Tour because it's Richard Hammond in it. Is it Richard Hammond?
It's basically Top Gear.
That's exactly the reason Thunder Force has been made. If you look at, I think you got Bridesmaids, the spy thing that you just talked about. She was obviously in Ghostbusters. Whilst they weren't necessarily critically acclaimed films, they made a shed load of money. I don't know, I'm not sure about Ghostbusters to be fair, but Bridesmaids certainly did.
Ghostbusters didn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
like I said, it doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned.
No, so. He sold a kidney for that one.
Bridesmaids was actually a really good film.
But that's the point. So
it was the song at the end.
They're milking that shtick for as much as they can until people are sick of it.
Yeah.
And I think if she makes another film with her husband, because that's the same as Thunder Force, I think this same director as I missed that. I wasn't listening. But yeah, they'll milk that stick until it runs dry, and then she'll disappear for a couple of years, and then come back in a whole new
serious drama role.
Well, not necessarily that, but just a different style of comedy.
I hope so.
Because we're all going to get, it happens with everything, doesn't it? It just comes a time when we get sick of it. I'm hoping one day people are going to get sick of superheroes, but until that point, I've just got to live with it.
I don't get sick of superheroes because at the end of the day, that's been going around for the last few decades. It's just keeping it new, keeping it a bit different, I think. And if the likes of Marvel or whoever can keep that kind of essence going, that's on a winner. But if they keep diluting it, then I think we're all on a loser.
Well, nothing's been diluted so far.
Well, it has. There's been so many spin-offs.
That's not diluting them. That's just milking them.
And they've all made money.
That's
the difference. Diluting it is just when you're watering it down to no one cares. Well, it's still making money.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But the amount of spin-offs, that's what I mean by diluting.
But everything's a spin-off, isn't it? I mean, the whole Marvel universe spread out from one comic book, and well, they all have, and everyone. Then he had a mate who could run fast, and he got a book, and then he had another mate who was invisible, and she got a book or whatever. Everything spins off from that whole thing's been built on spin-off, and No, I agree with what you're saying, but at the moment they're all banking, so there's no.
So it's never going to stop. Well, it will stop, but yeah, they're not going to stop doing it now.
You just need some other things to step up now. I mean, we've lived through the sparkly vampire phase.
but maybe as is,
What's going to be the next thing? That could be another top. What's going to be the next thing? We've
Robots.
had robots. Any particular robots?
Killer robots. Would
werewolf.
you some more killer robots?
Werewolf killer robots.
Killer robots with Jews. I was like, shit. Oh, we're Jew them. I was like, well, it's a different concept. Ooh, I was worried then. But we've had dinosaurs. What haven't we had for a while? I'm thinking now.
Yeah, so am I. It hurts.
We haven't had a Dracula for a while, have we? Like a proper
Yeah,
Dracula.
but it's still the same thing, though, isn't it?
There's lots of vampire stuff out there.
Yeah, Damien hates werewolves. So
I've got nothing against werewolves. Like I said, American Werewolf in London is one of the best films ever made. But since then,
Soldiers.
Dog Soldiers is, again, it's up there. It's a brilliant film.
You say brilliant. Is it brilliant?
Yes, it is brilliant.
I thought it was right, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. You seemed excited about it.
I am excited about it.
He might like the film.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's just got the guys of Grey's Anatomy.
I mean, for a start, you haven't got to get through the first 25 minutes to say you to watch it, like you have to do with whatever it was you were talking about earlier.
No, that's worth it though. I was just saying that to you because
Why?
Because I just wanted you to push through some of the random gore and subtitles.
I have nothing against random gore or subtitles, so
I
I
know,
don't
is it-
get why I've got to push through 25 minutes of a film to say that I'm going to enjoy it.
It was just a comment to you because I think
Why me?
because there's three of us and I think you'd really enjoy the whole of the film because it's a really clever film. And I didn't want you to put it off by clowns.
Clowns. So I've got something against clowns, subtitles, and gore.
Where
is this written down?
Give it a what?
Maybe.
Animal World.
I think actually just to spite you, I'm never going to watch it.
No, do. That's what I'm saying. It's a really good film.
So the animals grow bigger and fight a giant monster. And then they all join together into one big sort of robot. Maybe we're going to muddle. I may have watched the wrong program.
So then,
Yes.
what's on the agenda for next week?
I have got, it's called Slacks. SLAXX. And it is about a pair of jeans that goes on a killing spree. There's a lot in that. The review will be dropping online. What else am I going to be watching? Definitely Resident Alien, as I said earlier. I'm not sure, to be honest. I've got a pile of stuff that I'm trying to get through at the moment. So I'll keep you posted. What about you, Damien?
So I think it drops Thursday. So actually, it would have dropped by the time this comes out. It's called The Block Island Sound. It's a ghost horror film. It's made by the same guys that made American Vandal. But this time it's actually a film rather than a kind of, what do you call American Vandal? It's like a mockumentary, wasn't it, sort of thing? I guess that's the best description of it. I've only seen the trailer, but it looks pretty good. So yeah, and like I say, I think that drops this week. It's Thursday or Friday this week, so on the Netflix. So I'm gonna be watching that. And that recently come out, but I think, well, say recently come out, is recently appeared on Netflix, but it's been around a while, is Oak Studio Volume 1. I think it's like an anthology of sci-fi short stories. I'm pretty certain Sigourney Weaver's in at least one of them. Again, seen the trailer for it, but it only appeared on Netflix in the last couple of days, so that's on my list to watch. That's about it, I think.
And what about yourself, Paul?
Well, I downloaded the audiobook for the Chowderhead
Crusades.
And then I may buy the new Disney film that we're talking about, where someone and the dragon, and give that a go if the kids want to watch that. Just because it's another way of Disney getting more money out of me, even though I subscribe to Disney Plus. And then I'm probably going to go with whatever new Eastern film that Netflix pops up, because I've been watching so many Eastern films recently.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I don't know. I think, like many people, I'm just waiting for lots of films to come on board that have been on hold for so long because of the pandemic, and just desperate for them to be released. Hence why I've been renting rubbish recently.
That's fair enough. There's a whole lot there. So foreign films, that new one from Disney, and more rubbish that you might find. I might have a few more reviews for you as well.
So that just about wraps us up for tonight, I reckon. So don't forget to rate and review us on your preferred podcast app, and we'll catch up with you again next week. It's goodbye from
Me?
and it's goodbye from
Me, Paul
and
Hawkins.
it's definitely goodbye from me. So goodbye.
Thank you all.
Farewell.
Adieu.
Superman.
Great, that kettle.
Yeah, I'm coming.